Lance Ashworth came to Dutchess Community College with the intention of getting a bunch of college students to make a documentary for him. His goal was to use this documentary for recruiting new members and fundraising. When we were making our project for class, at first, Lance did not want us to interview him. It was only after he heard that we met the owner of the Continental Commons property that he agreed to let us interview him. We were about to interrogate an FBI agent. And here is what Lance told us.
How many grave sites were excavated on the site?
How many grave sites were excavated on the site? That's a complicated question because our group does not have full access to all the reports of the different archaeological digs. What we do know is that in November of 2007, approximately 8 individual graves were identified and documented in a report. Then later there was an additional dig in May of 2013 where somewhere close to 3 or 4 additional bodies were identified. I have not seen that report. And by the way, I'm not an archaeologist, so I wouldn't even really know what I'm looking at. So by that estimate, I would say, anywhere from 11 to 12 bodies have been found. But what our group has considered to be its number that it uses in terms of describing the number of bodies that are at the site is based on a ground penetrating radar report from the 2009, I think 2009 time frame. And that ground penetrating radar report, which was filed with the New York State Historic Preservation Office, contained a number of blips, or what they call anomalies, on it that matched anomalies for the 7 or 8 bodies that had been identified to that time. In other words, the signature for the known bones that were identified matched the signature of the ground penetrating radar blips for all the rest of the report. And when that report was studied by the State Historic Preservation Office, and we met with them in the summer of 2011, the State Historic Preservation Office official said that based on his reading of the signature of the report, he estimated that 320 bodies were on the site.
On October 14th of 2014, President of the Friends of the Fishkill Supply Depot, Lance Ashworth, spoke to the Dutchess County Legislature. This is what he told them.
Because it contains the Revolutionary War's single largest burial ground. I mentioned the burial ground with 320 bodies.
And here is what the New York State Historic Preservation Office told Lance. Once Lance heard that we were looking more into the story of the Continental Commons property, he became very upset that it would affect how our final project came out. Shortly after that, I was removed from the project and almost threatened with being kicked out of school. Was Lance behind that? I can't say for sure, but I strongly suspect it. Why? Well, once Lance heard about the first part of this documentary, he, once again, threatened me with trouble at Dutchess Community College.